Let's learn IIB. Today we will learn about Kafka, its implementation in IIB, how to use it, and IBM offering of Kafka in cloud. So what is Kafka? Kafka is a software that provides stream processing. It has high throughput, which it achieves due to low latency. It offers publish and subscribe. It is fault tolerant and distributed. Now let's understand each of those features of Kafka. Stream processing is the processing of data directly as it is produced or received. Let's consider sensor events, user activity on a website, financial trades, and so on. All these data are created as a series of events over time. This data was often stored in a database, a file system, or other forms of mass storage. Applications would query the data or compute over the data as needed. Stream processing turns this paradigm around. The application logic, analytics, and queries are done continuously and data flows through them continuously. High throughput due to low latency. Kafka is able to handle high volume messages with high velocity. Kafka can support thousands of messages in a second. Many companies such as Uber use Kafka to load a high volume of data. Kafka achieves this with many tricks up its sleeve. Let's discuss a few of them. With sequential I/O, you get a cache without writing any logic in your application for it. This cache is provided by the operating system, called disk cache. Then, avoid serialization and deserialization by storing, transmitting, creating, and consuming data in one format. Next, don't copy data to user space. Transfer Kafka messages using operating system send file system call. In publish and subscribe, one person generates events and many consume them. This is similar to what happens in IBM MQ. Kafka is used for fault-tolerant storage. Data in Kafka is persisted to disk, checksummed, and replicated for fault tolerance. Accumulating more data does not make it slower. Kafka is horizontally scaled distributed system. Have a look at Kafka ecosystem. Connected system of tools and libraries. Focus just on the name at this stage. You have Kafka producer, Kafka consumer, source and sink connectors, schema registry, and Kafka cluster of brokers and zookeeper. Kafka in IIB. In IBM Integration Bus 10007, we have two new Kafka nodes, which can be used for interacting with topics on a Kafka cluster. The Kafka producer node allows you to publish messages to a topic on Kafka server. The Kafka consumer node allows you to consume messages from a topic on Kafka server. The Kafka producer node can be used to publish messages from a message flow to a Kafka topic. The node publishes messages non-transactionally to a Kafka topic. The effect of this on a message flow is that if an error occurs downstream, in your message flow, which causes the messages to be rolled back. The publication of message to the Kafka topic is not rolled back. The Kafka consumer node can be used to subscribe to a Kafka topic so that messages can be consumed and processed by a message flow. A Kafka consumer node can subscribe to only one Kafka topic. If the Kafka topic contains multiple partitions, then the Kafka consumer node will receive messages from any of those partitions. The Kafka consumer node can be defined to be part of a consumer group. This allows you to increase concurrency. If you deploy multiple Kafka consumer nodes that share the same group ID, Kafka will ensure that messages that are published on a topic are shared across the consumer group. Screen shows interaction between two IIB message flows and an IBM message hub using the Kafka producer and Kafka consumer nodes. The first message flow will receive HTTP messages and publish it to a topic on Message Hub using Kafka producer node. The second message flow will subscribe to the same topic on Message Hub and consume messages from it and write them out to a file on the file system. These message flows are simple and hence I have not created a GitHub project for them. If you need me to create one, let me know in comment section. Limitations when using Kafka in IIB. IIB Kafka consumer cannot consume from multiple topics. What can be done about this? Use multiple consumer nodes. IIB Kafka consumer does not support topic subscription with regular expression names. So what can be done about this? Use fully qualified names or create a custom node. There is no support for metadata like what we see in MQ messages. So the metadata that I am talking about is RFH. What is the alternative for this? SCRDES. SERDES of Kafka will allow you to build complex value data models. Use a value that also contains metadata. Connectors for sync and source are not available with IIB runtime. Use Kafka Java API to build your own as an alternative. Or use commercial connectors from Confluent. There is no support for batching when you use Kafka nodes in IIB. There is no batching facility with Kafka producer message flow node. Generally, the use case pattern IBM sees for Kafka is more aligned to a large volume of small messages. And of course, you can use a propagate function to send multiple tree propagations into Kafka producer node. Kafka infrastructure. A Kafka cluster is made up of multiple Kafka brokers. For failover, you want to start with at least 3 to 5 brokers. A Kafka cluster can have 10, 100 or 1000 brokers in a cluster if needed. Kafka uses Zookeeper to do leadership election of Kafka broker and topic partition pairs. Kafka uses Zookeeper to manage service discovery for Kafka brokers that form the cluster. Zookeeper sends changes of the topology to Kafka. So each node in the cluster knows when a new broker joined, a broker died, a topic was removed, a topic was added. My recommendation to you is use at least 3 Kafka brokers with 1 Zookeeper in production. IBM Kafka Cloud offering. Log into IBM Cloud and search for Message Hub. Message Hub is built on top of Kafka. Here you can create topics. You then set the topic on Kafka Producer node to populate values into the topic. The maximum message size of IBM Message Hub, that's a public service, is 1 MB. Kafka can handle big messages but requires Kafka broker and Kafka client configuration to support messages greater than 1 MB. What did we learn today? We learned what is Kafka, how to use Kafka in IIB, limitations when using Kafka in IIB, Kafka infrastructure in prod, and IBM cloud offerings for Kafka. If you found the video to be useful, subscribe to my channel and share your feedback in the comment section. Code is available in GitHub and some documentation is available in the blog post. Links in description. See you in the next video.